The music industry is one of the hardest industries to understand, especially when it comes to growing your fan base and earning an income from your music. But today, I'm going to simplify success in the music industry into just 3 steps.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, for the record, for the record.
Hey guys, my name is Ryan Votsek from Lionbolt Records, and today I'm going to simplify the music industry into the 3 main categories that you need to focus on to ultimately find success in the music business. Really quick before we begin, I just want to welcome the new viewers to the channel and welcome you to our community here where we talk about music industry tips and strategies to grow your income as a musician and to find a bigger audience. So if you like that, hit subscribe, and whether you're a new viewer or a regular viewer, stay to the end of this video and I'm going to give you a guide where you could shortcut 80% of the things that you waste your time on and really hone in on the 20% that can earn you an income in music faster. If you're an independent artist, you might have this nagging frustration that you don't actually understand the industry that you're in. You create music, but you don't really know how to monetize it. You don't know how to grow your fan base, and you might just feel stuck with your music, however good it might be, just falling flat. It never reaches as many fans as you thought it would. What I think the root of the problem here is that we're just overwhelmed by what we think the music industry is, and we're just also blinded by other influences that we just don't really know where to start and what to do. I agree the music industry can be a little confusing, but let me simplify it for you. All you need to focus on to find success in the music industry is audience growth, music monetization, and then just the nuts and bolts of everything, getting it done. Let's start with audience growth, because I believe that if we're honest with ourselves, deep down we all know that this is where most independent artists are failing. The audiences just aren't growing. You might release music, but it doesn't perform as well as you hope. Or you try boosting a post on Facebook or trying to build an email list, but there's just no fans, so it seems. That's because a lot of times we stick to tips and tricks on audience growth, but we don't have an actual strategy for audience growth. Since you probably will have no trouble agreeing with me that audience growth is one of the 3 pillars of success in the music industry, why don't we spend enough time making an audience growth plan? And I'm gonna help you do that right now. So as musicians, we spend a lot of our time making music, like physically in the studio making it, whatever that might look like for you. But there's 365 days out of the year. How many days of the year are you spending making your music? And how many days are you using to grow your audience? And what I find is that a lot of musicians fail in letting those processes actually become one process. So if you're in the studio creating your album or creating a single, how are you using that time to grow your audience at the same time? Take the time to document the process on social media, wherever your fan base exists currently. But the most important part is listen to your fans and ask them questions and kind of sneak in little surveys, little questions that help you learn about them. Because if you don't know who your fans are, if you don't know what your fans want, you won't be able to speak to them in the right way. And you won't be able to know who your future fans are. In a sense, knowing your fans is a way to know yourself better, and vice versa. So put content out there showing the process of you making your music, but use that as a way to listen to your audience, to survey your audience, and to find out who they truly are. Because what's really important is that you need to please your audience. You don't have to necessarily please record labels anymore to become successful. We all see independent artists rise up from nothing because their fans take them to the top. So spend time learning about your fans and learning about what they want and deliver on it. Once you start turning your attention outwards towards your fans, you'll realize that they're giving you all the material you need to connect with them in a deeper way and to resonate with other fans just like them. So start using that audience growth technique right away, because if you don't grow, you're not going to be able to move to the next pillar of the music industry, which is monetizing your music. And when people think music monetization, they immediately think streams and downloads and sales and stuff like that, and that's part of it. But what I'm talking about is What is your music monetization strategy? And I'm just gonna cut right to the chase here, because if your strategy is just to get 1 billion streams on Spotify and to get 1 billion plays on YouTube and to get that YouTube ad revenue and to get the Spotify royalties, then you're in for a long and disappointing journey, because those types of monetization methods yield very little return. And so you need to think beyond that. You need to think, how am I going to monetize my popularity? How am I going to monetize my attention? The problem here is in two areas. Firstly, we just have to get over the romantic idea of what the music industry used to be, where you cut a record and you make millions of dollars because selling a vinyl or selling a CD actually had a huge value. It was a product that was upwards of, $10, $12. Now a stream is almost worth nothing, and you can't count on that to earn a real income in music. You have to let go of the old way of thinking. So stop thinking of the music industry like an artist and think of it more as like a business, okay? The music industry lives off of attention, just like many other industries that were transformed by the internet. Just look at the influencers that are on Instagram or on YouTube. They're using their audience to monetize, but it's not through YouTube ad revenue, and it's not through the number of plays or clicks they have. It's through partnerships with other brands and other products. So using the strategy I gave you before to grow your audience, you then need to come up with a real plan to monetize that audience beyond the basics, beyond the bare minimum of just getting streams and plays and clicks. If you're an independent artist, you basically call your own shots and you're your own record label. And what a record label would do is they would put a 360 deal into place. So put a 360 deal on yourself, right? You need to take a cut of everything that you could possibly do. So if that means creating a t-shirt brand, make that part of your music and make that pay you. If it means that you have acting skills or you have some other skill, whether it's starting a YouTube channel or starting a podcast, put those skills to work and make it work for you to build a bigger music income. So we're almost done simplifying the music industry to its core. We've talked about audience growth, music monetization, and finally we have the third thing, which are just the technical nuts and bolts of the music industry. Meaning, where do we sign up? Where do we register? How do we get the royalties flowing into our bank accounts? This is the kind of stuff that really makes the music industry a pain to work in. And it can be discouraging when you find success and you've grown your audience, but you can't seem to get the money flowing and you can't seem to get all the royalties that are owed to you. So fortunately, I promised you something earlier in the video. I have a complete guide where I simplify that process for you and lay it all out plainly. It's called the Lion Bold Guide to Collecting Music Royalties. And what I do is I lay out everything that you're about to see on screen right now. So if you feel that your music career is in a place where your audience is growing and you have a plan to monetize your music, then you need to get to this third step right away and make sure that you have everything technically set up so that the money flows into your bank account. So if you feel like you're in a place in your career where you're ready for this step, I've put a link to the guide in the description below. This guide has so much valuable information that I'm probably gonna start charging for it, but even if I do, because you guys are part of the YouTube family, I want you to use the code YouTube to get the guide absolutely free. Just navigate to the link below and put the code YouTube in checkout, and you should have no trouble downloading that guide and getting started right away. Also, one more thing before you go. Since you've watched to the end of this video, I didn't tease this or anything because I truly wanted to only speak to the people who are dedicated in their music careers and are also dedicated to me in this channel, which I really appreciate. I want to give you another special offer that is really only for you listening right now. And I'm opening up one-on-one coaching to some select artists. I'm going to put a link in the description below, and I'll make sure that it's clearly marked where we can just connect and on a one-on-one basis go over everything we talked about in this video, specifically for your music career. And if you are interested in that kind of coaching, that kind of guidance, I just wanted to let you know about it and encourage you to sign up if you're interested in that sort of thing. So thanks so much for watching. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, definitely hit that subscribe button and leave a comment if there was something that interested you or if you had a question. I love responding to all your comments. And lastly, hit that like button. It helps the channel out, it helps these videos out, and it helps me to be a better creator if I know what content you like. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.